Alright, let's start congruent triangles. And for the review, I want you to look at some proofs. I'm going to put some proofs that I've filmed previously as part of the review. But here's just a basic look at the triangles. Now remember, for congruent triangles, we have five different theorems or postulates that we can use to prove these triangles are congruent. So let's look at these. We have side-side-side congruence. That's if the three have the same side. The two triangles have matching sides all the way. The corresponding sides are congruent. We have side-angle-side. And side-angle-side is the one where you have the included angle. Okay, remember the word included. You have the included angle, and that means it's between the two sides. Both sides touch that angle. Then we have angle-side-angle, which is kind of the flip. And in angle-side-angle congruence, we actually have an included side, not an included angle, it's an included side. Again, included means the side touches both angles. And I'm going to draw a little bit of a demonstration here. I'll show you what they kind of look like. And then we have angle-angle-side, which is two angles and a side. So this one, the difference between angle-side-angle and angle-angle-side is that the side is between the two angles on this one, and it is not here. Then we have hypotenuse leg, and that obviously is only going to work with right triangles. But just because they're right triangles doesn't mean you have to use hypotenuse leg. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to kind of give you an example of the different types of congruences. So let's do the first one. Let's do side, side, side. Side, side, side. Okay? So for side, side, side congruence, I've got corresponding triangles. So I'll make this triangle ABC. And because I'm real original. And let's make this one triangle DEF. Again, because, or actually, let's live on the wide side. DEK. Tricked you there, didn't I? So let's say that these angles, let's say that this is 9, and this is 10, and this is 12. And over here on this one, this is 9, and this is 10, and this is 12. And I want to know what, how these triangles are congruent. And, sorry, I have kids who are bothering me. Y'all go away, please. So I've got 9, 10, and 12. 9 is congruent to 9. Welcome to my world. 10 is congruent to 10. And 12 is congruent to 12. So we've got side, side, side congruence here because the corresponding sides are congruent. I've got one set of sides that's congruent, which is AB is congruent to KD. AB is congruent to KD. Sorry about that. A little bit of entertainment. AB is congruent to KD. BC is congruent to KE. And AC is congruent to DE. So I've got three pairs of corresponding, and I'm going to say corresponding because that's a big word, three pairs of corresponding sides that are congruent. Therefore, I can say triangle, and be careful how you name it, doesn't matter. How you name the second one depends on how you name the first one. You got to match them up. If I call the first one ABC, triangle ABC would be congruent to triangle DKE. So those two are congruent. And I matched it up because AB is congruent to KD, BC is congruent to KE, and AC is congruent to DE. So you can see that they match up. And that's how you use side, side, side. So let's look at the second one. We've got side, angle, side. We'll use the side, angle, side congruence. We'll use the side, angle, side congruence. And for the side, angle, side congruence, remember I talked about the included, you have the included angle, that means if I have something like this, let's see, JHI, and these are not going to look the same. Please excuse my art. And QRS. And so if I'm trying to do side angle side, if this is 10, and this is 10, and this is 8, and this is 8, and this is 55 degrees, and this is 55 degrees. This would be the side angle side congruence, because the angle is included where? What does the angle touch? The two sides, right? The same angle, the same two sides. So angle H is congruent to angle S, and side HJ is congruent to side QS, and side HI is congruent to side RS. So then I could say that triangle, if I say triangle HIJ, that's going to be congruent to, again, HIJ would mean if I went this way, I went from the 8 to the non-labeled side. So here I would have to go from the 8 to the non-labeled side. So it'd be SRQ, and that would be by side angle side. You can write that as SAS, just like side 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 can be SSS. Okay? So that's side angle side.